Tomorrow marks 40 years since the disappearance of a Fort Worth woman, her body found 9 years later.
With no arrests made in the case, friends of Angie Ewert, who are still searching for answers. Fox 4's Lori Brown is in Fort Worth with our story.
Tomorrow at 7 p.m., friends of Angie Ewert are going to be gathering here near the location where her car was found 40 years ago, with very few clues around it.
Hopefully this will get some notice and they'll find some answers.
Robert Jacobs was a classmate of Angela Ewert, who went by Angie, and so was Laurie Henderson, who graduated with Ewert in 1981.
If you got the dictionary out and looked up the word sweet, you would see her picture. You would see her picture. She was just one of the sweetest girls ever.
One of the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
I just remember this gorgeous blonde walking in and smiling, and she sat right behind me, and we just became fast friends.
Ewert was a leader at Eastern Hills High School, found on page after page of her senior annual.
She was drill team. She loved to sing. She was a runner-up in our Miss Big E contest that we held every year.
Well, behind us, Clark Stadium is where she danced so many times with the drill team in high school.
After graduating, Ewert went on to work in radio.
Actually, she was a programmer working at the Eagle at KEGL, and I was in, television. So we used to, talk about what we, our media love.
But December 10th, 1984, Angie Ewert disappeared. According to Fort Worth police records, Ewert's fiance said she left his house at 11 p.m. to go to her parents' home where she was living. The next morning, her father called. She had never come home. The police report says Ewert's fiance retraced her route home. He told police he stopped at a 7-Eleven where a clerk said she saw her stop and buy gas that night. Then he found her car a short distance away near Loop 820 near a creek. But unlike the other Fort Worth cases, Ewert's body was not found for nearly a decade.
That's the other thing that complicates the case, is they didn't find her for 9 years.
9 years.
93.
And they found her out in Johnson County.
The only clues by her car, according to the police report, was a broken pocket knife. Police noticed the car had a spare tire. Inside the car was her old tire. It was shredded, but the treads were good.
I have no doubt that Fort Worth PD is doing everything they can. I hope that you will keep pursuing answers and use whatever resources you have, any new technology, and don't forget Angie.
Just try to get closure for her mother and for all of her friends. I mean, it's been 40 years, and that's a long time to be without a friend.
I asked Fort Worth police if the case is still open and active. A spokesman repeated that they are unable to provide any updates on the case. In Fort Worth, Lori Brown, Fox 4 News.